Niles Fence and Security Products offers two expanded metal security fence systems. SecureX Diamond Fencing. SecureX Diamond provides a substantially more secure and cost-effective alternative to palisade or chain link fencing. It features easy installation and long life expectancy. It also has a unique post-rail design suitable for public safety and security. SecureX Infrastructure Fencing. SecureX infrastructure is designed specifically for public and private systems. The SecureX infrastructure system was designed and developed for services such as power and water supplies, public transportation, telecommunications, roads, rail, schools, and for facilities that are essential for economic growth. Either one of the expanded metal fencing systems can be installed in a 4-step process. Step 1. Determine the post locations, either 8-foot or 10-foot on centers. Set the posts in concrete. The fence height for this installation will be 10 feet and the posts are located on 8-foot centers. For the posts, we have used 168-inch long Schedule 40 galvanized pipe that are coated with a super durable polyester powder coating. The line posts are 2 7/8 OD and the end or corner posts are 4-inch OD. The posts are buried 4 feet in the ground and set in concrete. Step 2. Attach the clamps to the posts. The post clamps come in a set. The set consists of a male and a female clamp. Slide the male post clamp into the center of the female post clamp and note that the tabs are offset to one side on each clamp. When the post clamps are assembled, the tabs of each clamp should line up. Install the assembled post clamp with the least offset side of the tabs to the front or mesh side of the fence. Depending on the installation of a 2 or 3 rail system, you will need to adjust the number of post clamp sets required. A 2 rail system will have a 2 clamp set and a 3 rail system will have 3 clamp sets per post. Repeat this procedure for every section of fence to be installed. For additional security, you may increase the number of post clamps on the end and corner posts to prevent access through the mesh panels that are not secured between the line rails. Depending on the overall fence height, adding 2 or 3 more clamps evenly spaced is sufficient to deter any tampering at these access points. Step 3. Line rail attachments. The line rail attachment consists of a 1-inch square washer 5/16 18 by 1 1/2 inch stainless steel carriage bolt and a 5/16 18 stainless steel breakaway nut. Slide the 1-inch square washer with carriage bolt into the line rail. Once the rail is in place with the carriage bolt through the tabs of the male or female post clamps, loosely fasten the breakaway nut using a 5/8 inch hex drive socket, being very careful not to over-tighten the nut. You want to leave enough slack in the post clamps so they are snug but slide easily over the posts in order for height and level adjustment to be made in the line rails. After the final position of the line rail is determined, finish tightening the breakaway nut until reaching the proper torque between 106 and 133 inch-pounds where the hex head breaks away, leaving a conical-shaped tamper-resistant nut. Repeat this procedure where each end of the line rail is to be attached to a post. Step 4. Mesh assembly. The mesh assembly consists of a 3-inch latch clamp, 1-inch square line rail washer, 5/16 18 and 1 3/4 inch stainless steel carriage bolt, and 5/16 18 stainless steel breakaway nut. Start by installing the mesh on the end of a run or at a corner. Install the mesh panel with the long way diamond running vertically with the height of the fence. Butt one end of the mesh panel to the inside edge of the end or corner post. Carefully line up the top of the mesh panel with the top of the fence height, using the diamond pattern as a guide for alignment making sure the pattern runs evenly across the line rail attachment points. Clamp the mesh to the top line rail using the latch clamp and carriage bolt. Use 5 latch clamps per rail evenly spaced on 8-foot post centers and 6 latch clamps on 10-foot centers. Latch clamps are inserted vertically through the mesh at the bond and into the line rail. Then turn 90 degrees counterclockwise, securing the mesh into the line rails with the carriage bolt, line rail washer, and breakaway nut. Be sure to leave enough slack in the top and bottom mesh assembly to allow for any minor adjustments. Repeat this process for the bottom line rail. Once the mesh is in place, tighten the breakaway nuts, securing the mesh to the top and bottom line rails. Once the initial panel is set in place, simply continue the process by installing the adjoining mesh panels, remembering to overlap the diamonds of the adjacent sheet edge and making sure that the slope of the mesh is running in the same direction as the previous panel. This allows for proper interlocking of the diamonds. If the mesh slope is not uniform, the panels will not interlock together. To secure the overlap points of the mesh panels that fall between your post centers, place and center a clamp bar on either side of the mesh panels at the overlap points and secure each end of the clamp bar with the stainless steel bolts and breakaway nuts. Use 2 7¼ inch clamp bars with 5/16/18 by 1 inch stainless steel carriage bolts and 5/16/18 stainless steel breakaway nuts. The same can be achieved when securing the overlap points of the mesh panels at a line post. Simply use a pole clamp, 7¼ inch clamp bar with 5/16/18 1 inch stainless steel carriage bolts and 5/16/18 stainless steel breakaway nuts. Attach the pole clamp to the line post on the back side of the fence, centering the clamp bar on either side of the mesh panels at the overlapping points on the front side of the fence, and secure each end of the clamp bar with the stainless steel bolts and breakaway nuts. Depending on the overall fence height, adding 2 or 3 clamp bars and pole clamps evenly spaced is sufficient to deter any tampering at these access points. When your installation is complete, you now have a fence that features good through vision, clean lines, durable expanded metal mesh fabric, galvanized or galvanized powder-coated finishes, innovative clamp and rail design, and with benefits of ease and speed of installation, low maintenance, versatile styling, competitively priced, and difficult to penetrate and scale. Choose the Securex expanded metal security fence system and make the right choice.